The crypto market is worth $3 trillion by now, and only $170 billion is being used in DeFi to generate on-chain yields. That's only 6%. The other 94% is just sitting there doing nothing, while on-chain markets are earning 5 to 8% annually. By the end of today's video, you're going to understand why this gap actually exists and what the investors that are closing it are actually doing differently to position themselves in this market. But first, a quick little market update. Bitcoin is currently sitting at $69,000. It has bled out over the past 6 months, but when we zoom out and we look at the max chart, it looks relatively in line with what we have seen in previous market cycles. And that's why it's so crucial that you position yourself right now. We are poised for another free fall in this market, and if you do not position your portfolio could fall to the point of no return, to the point where you are washed out of this industry. Now, if this has already resonated with you, I'm going to be hosting a free live workshop next week called the Crypto Activation Workshop. We're going to dive into exactly how you can position yourself in this current market. Links at the top of the description. Now, here's the thing. Most crypto holders fall under a category that we call hodlers. Why hodlers? Well, because that stands for hold on for dear life, basically. They hold, and they never do anything. They ride the markets up, they ride the markets down. They round trip the entire cycle. And that's what you are by default whenever you invest into crypto. You just simply hold. This could simply be holding some crypto over on Coinbase, holding on Kraken, maybe you're on Binance, or maybe you've taken the leap to get self-custody and you're holding on something like a Ledger or a Trezor or a Tangem wallet. What all of these have in common is you're just holding. You're not doing anything. You're not putting your capital to work. You're not generating dividends off of your portfolio. You're just simply holding and hoping for the best, despite crypto inflation eating away at your currency. What we're looking at right here is a unicorn industry known as decentralized finance, also known as DeFi. It's also referred to as the primary or the native markets, depending on what advertisements you've seen. The thing is, DeFi is an industry. It's not a company. It is an industry, just like there is TradFi, which is traditional finance. There's FinTech, which is financial technology. There's SaaS, which is software as a service. It's just like one of those industries, basically, except decentralized finance. It relies completely on the crypto industry as well as blockchain technology, and in all honesty, it's what crypto was meant to be. Decentralized. Everybody has access, everybody has the same permissions, and anybody can do anything. And once again, the reason why I call this a unicorn industry is because its TVL, which is the amount of money that's in this industry, is so little compared to the crypto market cap, but so high compared to a lot of other industries. I mean, $174 billion is a lot of money. But when you compare it to $2.4 trillion, it is not a lot of money. And one thing that we've noticed at my consulting firm is when you look at this chart and you compare it to the overall crypto market cap chart, the crypto market cap sees huge declines compared to the DeFi market cap. That ultimately means that the DeFi market is maturing. More capital is coming into it, not just in the instance of crypto assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, stuff like that, but more in the instance of stablecoins coming into the market. I mean, you can earn 5 to 8% on stablecoins pretty easily in this market, and a stablecoin is backed by the US dollar. When you compare that to what you get in traditional finance, I mean, your savings account will give you maybe 0.5%. You go and stick it into a 3 to 6 month CD where you lock up your capital, you're getting maybe 4%, and that's a stretch right there, right? So to get 5 to 8% yields on a completely liquid stablecoin that you can do anything you want with, that's pretty dang good. The thing is, this infrastructure right here, because that's what it is at the end of the day, infrastructure, it's maturing at rapid pace compared to any other industry out there, especially with artificial intelligence. So it's very important that you position yourself now. And the thing that most investors do not understand is that doing nothing doesn't just cost you the opportunity that you will miss out on, it actually costs you money. I mean, I want you to take a look over at Solana, for example, because this is a very, very good example of what can happen if you just simply hold your crypto in a wallet and do nothing. Take a look at the price all the way back in 2021, November 6th, trading at $260. Well, recently, Solana was at a very similar price all the way over here at around $260 and all the way over here at $250. The difference, though, is the amount of money it took to get there. I mean, look at the market cap. The market cap the first time around was at $75 billion, meaning it took $75 billion for Solana to get to $260 in November of 2021. And then when we take a look over here at January of 2025, it took $125 billion to get to the same exact price point. That right there is 66% more money to get to the same exact price. And then when Solana was at $250 back in September of 2025, we are at a $135 billion market cap, and we still weren't even at the same exact price. That right there is what happens when you don't do anything with your cryptocurrency. Your highs are slowly going to get lower and lower over time because these assets also inflate. And a lot of people don't realize that. Bitcoin, it's better because it has a capped supply, but Bitcoin has a 21 million max supply, and there are still 1 million Bitcoin tokens to be put in circulation. The thing is, HODL was a 2017 strategy, and a lot of investors do not realize that. The market is demanding higher sophistication, and if you do not keep up with the market, you will be left behind in this industry. Now, very briefly, I want to discuss where my opinions actually come from. When I was 14 years old, I started YouTube channels. I made a couple $100,000 off those YouTube channels. I flipped that money into crypto when I was 16 years old, started posting my journey on this channel back when I was 17 years old, and then I eventually got picked up and worked with a family office known as Debut, where I was a research analyst, and I got to analyze DeFi, this exact industry, which now it's 4 years ago, from an institutional lens. I was looking at this industry when it was a $50 billion industry, so I have been through the motions here. Not to mention, I launched my holding company Luminary Assets, which incorporated Builder Wealth, which is a consulting firm for this exact industry, as well as Metrics Finance, which is a software within this exact industry. So not only am I an investor, I am a builder in this industry, and I know what the market demands because of that. But in this market, you are going to have holders and you are going to have earners. Earners are the one who engineer yield from their existing assets, and they start to take that yield and strategically compound it or even use it as cash flow to funnel into other investments and truly create a flywheel effect. Holders, on the other hand, are the people that just sit in their thumbs and say, I'll wait until the industry is larger. Oh, I'll wait till crypto goes back up again. And they end up doing nothing, to be frank, because they are very, very content and complacent with where they're at. But that is until the market starts to go down and they start to look for solutions. They start to say, okay, what could I do to my portfolio? But then their portfolio value has tanked so much to the point where there is no return to where they were. As an investor, it is your responsibility to shift from speculating to, of course, following a structured approach and having accountability along the way. Now, I just want to show you the actual reasoning behind this industry, and number one, why people trade here, individual investors, retail investors like yourself and myself, but also why exchanges trade here, while institutions trade here. I mean, take a look at Coinbase right now. They are saying Ethereum is priced at $2,031. But when we go to buy Ethereum on Coinbase, we are paying a price of $2,053. That right there is a 1% spread. And on top of that, they throw on a $184 fee. Meaning our $10,000 doesn't even make it all the way into Ethereum. That means that Ethereum needs to go up 3% just to cover our entry costs. Not to mention, if we want to sell Ethereum, we're going to pay the same exact fees. So Ethereum has to go up 6%. And it's priced like this on every single asset on Coinbase. But when you go to the primary markets, a platform like Matcha, which analyzes all of the different exchanges within the primary markets and finds the best one, it's the equivalent of if you went to Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, and you found the best rate and then you traded there. Except Matcha allows you to do it from one single platform, execute your trade through there by routing you through the best possible place to trade, as you can see right here. But if I trade 10,000 USDC for some Ethereum, I am paying $5 in fees, 0.05%. I'm getting out 4.918 Ethereum compared to Coinbase's 4.778 Ethereum. Probably wondering, well, Jake, how do you get USDC? Is that where you pay the fees? What's the catch? Well, funny enough, Coinbase will sell you the USDC for free with no fees, no spread, no fees, because they have a partnership with Circle. And then you can transfer that to your self-custody wallet, something like this one right here, which is a Ledger device. And then once you have it on your self-custody wallet, you're able to trade through these platforms within this unicorn industry. Now I want to show you the three main categories of generating yield and income and dividends in this industry, right? Because you can use this as cash flow or you can use this to compound within your portfolio. The first one is lending. You lend out your assets, other people borrow them from you. It's a very simple concept. And of course, these are collateralized loans, meaning that people aren't able to just randomly borrow and not pay them back. They want to be able to get their initial assets out, like their Ethereum, like their Bitcoin and stuff along those lines. They have to pay back their borrow. Well, they pay you interest. Right now, you can get 4.27% on a US stablecoin. Another example would be staking. Maybe you've heard of staking if you're on Coinbase or Kraken. Maybe you get 1.5 to 2%. When you stake in the primary markets, you can get 2.4% as a base with Ethereum. And once again, you are cutting out the middleman. There are also no lockup periods here because you are liquid staking. It gives you a receipt token that's completely liquid. You can sell it, you can trade it, you can lend it out, you can do whatever you want with it. It's the equivalent of holding Ethereum, except it generates a staking yield as well. And there is also liquidity provision. This is where you can earn the higher returns, but also a bit higher risk. Over here, you are providing liquidity to these exact markets where people are trading with lower fees. Exchanges are trading with lower fees, marking up those assets and then selling them to retail investors like yourself at a high premium. All of these platforms, all of these yields, all these opportunities are readily available. There are 14,000 pools on the market right now. The thing is, yield is not discovered in DeFi, it is engineered, and you can do that with the proper structure. Now, with that being said, my consulting firm has helped deploy over $50 million in these markets across 400 different investors. And when we look at portfolios that are successful, the difference is not going to be the investor behind them. The difference is the structure behind the portfolio and whether the investor is actually following through on that structure. So if you've been sitting on crypto that isn't working, or maybe you've tried DeFi, you dabbled a little bit, but you just couldn't get it right the first time, I want to personally invite you to my crypto activation workshop next week, where we're going to cover how to access the primary market safely, how to build a yield framework around your assets, and most importantly, how to preserve your capital during the bear market in crypto. Link to register is going to be at the top of the description. Once again, it is completely free, but if you do put your name on the list, I expect you to be there. So to recap, the roughly $3 trillion that's in the crypto space right now, with only 170 billion of it being put to work, that right there is not a tools problem, it is an education problem. And it's not even really an education problem, it's just people don't even know that this industry exists. So consider yourself lucky for seeing this video or even being in this industry already. You're way ahead of the curve. If you guys enjoyed today's video, then make sure to drop a like, subscribe, notifications turned on, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.